Hello, I'm Eleanor and I am a community musician at Chiltern Music Therapy. I am going to be taking you with me today to give you a little bit of an insight in what a community musician actually does at Chiltern Music Therapy. So I'm off to my first session of the day, which is a group session in a supported living setting. And I run a session with 3 women who have learning disabilities. One of these women is non-verbal and the other 2 are verbal. And yes, I will let you know how that went and what I did in my session. So in order to run my music sessions, I of course need quite a few instruments. So I just wanted to show you the ones that I have with me most days in my car. So I just wanted to show you a few of my instruments that I have with me. Well, this is quite a lot, but there are actually, trust me, there are more. There are a few more packed away in bags. But so usually I'll take my guitar. Now and then I'll take my keyboard, but I'm happy with my guitar. Some ukuleles that I take, some drums and sound shapes, tambourines, maracas, shakers, these are all the lovely beaters, chimes, more percussion instruments there, and obviously there's loads more where that came from. I have my little gadgets here, my buttons that I use in sessions, my speaker of course, and a microphone, also Bluetooth microphone. For my sensory stories and sensory bits that I do, I have scarves and a parachute in there and some bubbles, always nice. And for my more relaxation sessions, I have more of like a sound relaxing instruments with me. As you can see here, my lovely crystal singing bowls that I use for relaxation in some of my sessions. I also usually carry quite a lot of handouts with me for some of my sessions. So some words will be in my folders at home, and then I'll just grab a few songs that I might be doing in some of my sessions and take them with me for the day. So my session with the 3 women in the supported living setting went really well. In the part where the clients kind of choose their instruments for the session, there's one client that is very reluctant to participate playing an instrument or choosing an instrument. She would rather sit and listen, which is absolutely fine. But today she actually actively chose 1 or 2 instruments, if not more, was it even 3 instruments to play throughout the session. So that is pretty much like, that's a breakthrough. That is really, really amazing, because that's taken quite a long time for her to be able to choose to do that. So that's really nice. That made my day. So I'm now off to my next session with an individual. So she is a woman in her late 40s and she's a wheelchair user, has learning disabilities and limited mobility. So she'll be either in a wheelchair during the session or sometimes she'll be in her bed. So usually in the session I focus on trying to bring movement into the session with song and with little, fun activities. We're going to start with a shaker. Good choice. We're going to shake the shaker today. We're gonna shake, 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 shake the shaker. So that session went really well. Yeah, she wasn't feeling too good today actually, so we were keeping it quite mellow and quite relaxed. But definitely brought in some elements of the movement, and she did lots of kind of choosing of different songs as well, which is very nice to give that kind of feeling of control and feeling of independence, and obviously making sure that they are allowed to voice their wishes, of course, in the session. So yeah, but all in all, a really lovely session. So I'm going to now grab something to drink and eat before I drive off to my next session. So I've just finished my last session. This is also a group, again, who live in a supported living setting. And this group usually consists of 4 to 5 people who also have learning difficulties. Some are hearing impaired, others are visually impaired. So there's quite a wide range of different abilities in this group. And yeah, it was a lovely session. A lot of emphasis is on turn taking, on making sure of like choice making, of course having fun together and singing. You might be wondering why I'm always filming when I'm in the car. That is because there are some days where I do have to travel quite a lot to my sessions. We usually try and keep our sessions local, so to where we live and close by. And sometimes you are lucky and you work in schools, or you work in centres or places, hospitals, etc., or other places where you can have not only one session but maybe 2 or 3 sessions. So I have a few of those settings too, which is lovely. But sometimes you just have to travel to the place where you're working. So I'm off to my next session, which is one of my Silver Singer groups that I run. I have 2 Silver Singer groups, which are basically singing groups for older adults with dementia or Alzheimer's disease and other age-related illnesses. Back at my computer now at home, finishing off a few emails and a few other bits and pieces. But yes, Silver Singer session went really well. We were a smaller group today. A few people weren't very well or had other commitments, and that happens. That's okay. Some weeks we are a big group and other weeks we're just a bit of a smaller group. But we still managed to sing lovely songs and connect and have a really lovely time. Yeah, so that was a little bit of an insight into my day as a musician, community musician for Chiltern Music Therapy.